The Miami Dolphins and the Philadelphia Eagles both put up stinkers this past week. But who was more disappointing?
My biggest disappointment is the Miami Dolphins. We mentioned it last time. I'll mention it again.
In today's episode, we talk all things NFL, including our reaction to the NFL Pro Bowl selection. Okay, Tua is in for sure. Patrick Mahomes,
I know we got him because of his name. But
get him out of there.
Get him out of there?
Also, stay tuned for our take on the NBA MVP race.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the BTR podcast.
Before we get started, please like, comment, and subscribe.
Before we continue, I got to give a shout out to my brother right here, Mr. Jobin. We dropped a video Wednesday morning at 6 a.m., but about the Canucks, and none of us thought we would do anything. I had zero involvement in this video, so this is why I'm giving him the shout out. This is our first ever over 1K, now 2K viewed video. So let alone we hit 2 milestones in one, gained a bunch of subscribers out of it. So shout out to you.
No, don't shout out to me.
Gotta give you the credit.
Shout out to you.
And then shout out to the audience.
Shout out to you guys.
Shout out to you for putting the video out, put the work that you put in. And then shout out to you guys for the support. Insane. Expect more videos like that for multiple sports. Doesn't have to be just the Canucks or hockey. Glad to see the engagement from Canucks fans in the comments as well. So,
hey, we have something to celebrate, boys.
Yeah. So
and girls.
Expect more of those. We'll try our best to get a lot more out now. Obviously, with school starting back up for you, we're going to definitely manage the time to get that in. So once again, shout out to Jovin for getting that out there.
Videos matter more. School.
Appreciate you guys once again for the support. We're almost at 300 subscribers. So never thought it would be this quick. We're at 266 at this current moment of recording. So help us get to 300 by the end of the month. That's the goal. So yeah. Other than that, make sure you guys follow our socials down below. Instagram Reels are still being and TikToks and YouTube Shorts are all putting out there. So make sure you guys follow those. Subscribe for the YouTube Shorts. Audio, download, rate, and review the podcast as well. At the end of the day, the podcast will still always be here. So... without a further ado, let's just get right into it with the NFL. We covered a lot of our stuff last time, though. For the playoffs,
we did.
So it's not going to be as heavy.
It's going to be more balanced.
It's going to be balanced, but I'm saying like NFL-wise, we previewed a lot of matches last week, so we're not going to really preview too much.
But we'll
still preview a little bit.
We still got to talk about it.
But for a full, proper, in-depth recap, or preview. Check out the Tuesday pod.
The previous
podcast episode. That's where we did a little bit more of it in depth. But let's just get right into it. So just start off with last week's superlatives. Let's just get it out of the way.
So who is your biggest disappointment last week?
You want to just start off there?
That's what we always start off with.
I thought we usually go the opposite. Okay, let's go negative. My biggest disappointment is the Miami Dolphins. We mentioned it last time. I'll mention it again. You finally proved that you could beat a good team with a good defense against the Dallas Cowboys. But you guys counteracted that with, and you have Tyreek Hill back this game as well. He was missing the Dallas game?
No, he played.
Dallas. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So back 2 games now.
He was back for his second game. And you play another good team. However, you got your ass kicked by the Baltimore Ravens, who are the best team in the NFL in our opinion. Check our rankings below for the rest of the power ranking list. And like it's not even just like you guys lost, you guys got your ass kicked. Absolutely handed to you. Let Lamar Jackson throw 5 touchdowns on you guys. We wanted to see the continuation. It was not there. And this is more disappointing because this is your potential playoff matchup as well. Now, granted, this is a regular season game. It's different in the playoffs. We've seen it in the past. For example, the Saints beating the Bucs twice, but then the Bucs beat the Saints during the Brady Super Bowl run that year. But we as guys who watch sports and are analyzing this have to go based on what we have seen. And we've seen that you still cannot beat a good team, except for one, which was a close game. It wasn't even like you handed them as well. So my disappointment, Miami Dolphins.
To add on to your point, you also lost your best pass rusher as well.
Yeah.
In Bradley Chubb. My disappointment, I feel like it was just written. It's pretty obvious. You got Dolphins and you got the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
What in the actual what actually happened, right? I'm stunned. I really thought, like you mentioned last week, that this Lions-Cowboys game won't matter for seeding because Eagles are going to handle their business. Well, the Cardinals handled their business by providing a ass whooping led by Kyler Murray and James Conner. and your incompetent games and your incompetent play.
You pretty much prove that you need Jonathan Gannon back. Number one,
And
you got
Shane Steichen.
in that too. But this one, you literally played against Jonathan Gannon. Number two, you are your star receiver. You're probably your best or second best player on the team. And AJ Brown is reportedly there's a lot of I guess disgruntledness in the locker room starting off with him.
As there should be.
And listen, like I said last time, I think this team will be out in the first round the way it's going. Now again, it's the regular season, but it's the wrong time to be this bad. Right now, you guys are projected to play the AFC or NFC South winner, whoever that is. And the way I guess other than last week, let's just say the Saints even win. I will not be surprised if the Saints beat the Eagles. I will not be surprised if Tampa beats the Eagles. Heck, I won't be surprised if Atlanta beats the Eagles. So, and because they're also away from home, that does not help. The environment. And to your point last time, I know you said it doesn't matter. You're gonna play bad. You're gonna lose at home too. But my point is, even if you play decently well, you could just lose because of the home field factor as well. So yeah, the Eagles need to figure their shit out because at least if you were gonna plan on lose like this, at least lose like when the freaking Niners lost. Now Niners look like a juggernaut out of your division. Like it was once upon a time Eagles then Niners, and then all of a sudden it flipped, and you could even argue Dallas is ahead of them now. You could even argue the Lions are ahead of them now. It wasn't like the Niners were.
I don't think you could argue that. I think they are.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying like I still think the Eagles are the second best team in the division on like paper.
The conference.
Conference, even the division. Right now, conference. I still believe that. It's just like, can they prove it though? And at this point, prove me right if you want me to say that.
Hey man, on paper, you're the second best team. Performance-wise, you have been
like sixth.
Not even.
Yeah.
You've been barely scratching top 10.
Yeah.
All right. Biggest surprise. Should I go first?
You go.
Chicago Bears. They have been on a run. The Chicago Bears, Justin Fields, has turned this season around once again, like last year, and has made Ryan Poles, their GM, has to make an incredibly difficult decision of what to do with that number 1 overall pick. Does he draft a quarterback? Does he draft Marvin Harrison Jr.? Or does he trade down? So because right now, Justin Fields, the fans want him. Obviously, I'm assuming Fields wants to be there. And he's giving you another reason of why he should be there. Granted, yes, this is his second straight year of doing this. I still think that he should be there. But if it's a third straight year, then obviously you pull the plug. But as of right now, the Chicago Bears, they might not be the last place team in the division after an 0-4 start.
Yeah. This is what I kind of projected from this. This is the record we projected. So it kind of turned out well. It was just we did not. The fact that Fields was that bad at the beginning, Fields still even halfway to what he was now. Potentially, even let's just say he was this right now, they could have been in a playoff spot.
You could have.
They just got eliminated, and it's the second last week they got eliminated.
You could have
considering their start.
You could have been playing for a playoff spot this week.
Yeah. So that was if Fields was good, I don't know how healthy he was then. Clearly, after the injury, he was healthy. He looks healthy. Yeah. He's playing healthy. He's running. You know, it helps that DJ Moore says he wants to keep. Wants to keep Fields. Not only that, you make Carolina look stupid. Speaking of Carolina, the guy got suspended or fined $300K, I think.
Yeah.
David Tepper. But yeah, so you may have a tough decision on your hands. Obviously, I won't be depends on what the value of Fields is out there. If you rather go start afresh with a rookie QB whose potential is higher than Fields, in Caleb Williams, but you still you could get more assets, maybe fleece a team for next year for all we know.
Hey man, they have assets. Yeah, that is for sure. And
then you not only that, just get the assets, help your old line out, help Fields out there. You already have a weapon. Maybe partner up with another one. I know you have Darnell Mooney. Number 2.
Yeah.
But maybe get an upgrade if you can. There's a free agency. Like go get a guy like DeAndre Hopkins. I know he probably won't go there, but you make the attempt, right? So Chicago, and we'll get to next week's stuff later because some of you guys already know my thoughts based on what we said last week.
Is that your surprise as well?
No, my surprise is Green Bay Packers. Not like that they won the game. It's just the way they handled business, right? I expected that to be a close game, especially being in Minnesota. I get it, both are cold environments, so that doesn't take effect too much, though. Green Bay Packers, though, 33-10 win. Jordan Love looks like he is the next heir apparent to Aaron Rodgers. I think that's not even the right word, but he's the next guy to Aaron Rodgers, and he's proven it. Like from Bart Starr to Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, can he continue that lineage? I think he has an up and down year, but this is his first year as a starter, so he's definitely gonna learn from this, in my opinion. We've seen his highs are highs, his lows are lows, but his highs are also highs. Like that surprised me. I was more surprised like that Minnesota didn't make it a close game. I know maybe it was wrong to bench Jaren Hall in the first place, and just kept Nick Mullins as if you're fighting for a playoff spot. At least
they should have just started Nick Mullins.
Yeah.
The thing with Nick Mullins is he's just like, F it. I'm just gonna chuck it. Jefferson, please be there. You are more.
It doesn't help when you lost Hawkinson this game as well. But the defensively side, it was surprising as well.
That's true. How good they got cooked. But like it doesn't. The thing with Nick Mullins is like, he makes the offense high powered, but you're also a high turnover team as well. But compared to what Jaren Hall did, I would rather have that.
It looks like BYU quarterbacks aren't the way to go. That's what it looks like.
I guess, yeah. Game of the week, our collective game of the week is going to be
next week,
Sunday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills.
Do you want to pause next week and just get into the Pro Bowl right now? Because it's technically in between.
Well, now we said it. Now we're going to finish it.
Okay, cool.
The Buffalo Bills are versing the Miami Dolphins for the AFC East title.
So, again, last episode, I'm not going to bring out the thing of the whole playoff breakdowns. You guys could check that out. But on the top of my head, all it is Miami wins, they get the division. If Buffalo wins...
And the 2 seed.
And the 2 seed. If Buffalo wins, they get the division and the 2 seed. And if not, Buffalo has to do other criteria to make the playoffs. If they lose this game, to a chance, which is more likely they're going to be out of the playoff rather than even making it in. But, yeah, again, Miami, this is a revenge game. They lost to the Buffalo Bills. Can you bounce back from that loss? Tyreek Hill's house unfortunately went on fire, so hopefully everything is healthy with him. From what I saw, I didn't look into the details too much. But the key is for you guys to figure out, can you bounce back from a game like this? This is like, Buffalo is on a 4-game win streak themselves. But Baltimore had a tough stretch of 3 straight games, and they proved it. You have a tough stretch of 3 straight games. Can you at least come out of it over 500?
Yeah.
So, which means 2-1. Like, you beat one of the good teams. Can you beat another team, a hot team in Buffalo as well?
They're a hot team. And
for a team that's been leading the division for pretty much every week.
The good news for Miami is if they lose, they're still in the playoffs. They'll be falling to the 6th seed.
Yeah.
But this game, like last game, I was like, I know the Bills are bad, right? On the first time they faced, but I was confident that the Bills could win that game. This time, it's reverse for me. The Bills are the hot team. Miami is the up and down team. And I think Miami's going to win this one. This offense is still, the Bills offense is weird. And obviously, I'm going to get into it a little bit later on when we see our players to watch. And I'll give you a reason why they have been bad. Well, not like, as you expect it to be. But they've made games close. Obviously, the 21 possession game against the Patriots and another 1 possession game against the Chargers without Justin Herbert or Keenan Allen or Mike Williams. It is a little bit concerning there. So we'll see. They both have issues. They both have some highs. They both definitely have some lows. It's gonna come down to it. But I will pick personally Miami.
I have Miami winning this game. I believe in them to bounce back as well. So we'll see, dude. Picks this week for last week of family, which you have literally the chance to win. I gotta do mine too. So let me just save that right now as well while I'm speaking. But it's hard to make, man. Like, you got Carson Wentz starting. You got Blaine Gabbert. Is that it? For the Chiefs? I think it's Blaine Gabbert. He's starting.
I think so, yeah.
So you don't even know who's, like, half these guys are not even playing. So it's going to be tough to make the predictions this week.
You got to tune into the injury reports for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
But let's move on to our own games of the week. Games to watch.
We'll talk about Indy first before we go to our own.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Indy.
Because it's still a game to watch. It is a win-win situation.
This is our second collective game of the week.
Yeah.
The Indianapolis Colts.
This one we just happen to put it second because, we're not going to be too biased, but we still have to be biased.
The Indianapolis Colts are facing the Houston Texans. Who would have thought this? We're going to say it again. For a playoff spot on the line. And potentially the division championship.
According to Yahoo, they're one underdog. 1.0 underdogs.
I could see that because I do believe the Houston are showing that they're a more complete team. And also, they have their quarterback, who we've been playing with our backup the whole year. And their quarterback has also been hella crazy in CJ Stroud. But yeah, I mean, we'll just recap what we said a little bit. Our keys, the big one combined. whoever wins the trenches, especially with Indy and how they're built on the O line and D line this year, will win this game. The Falcons won the trenches against against Colts. Falcons kicked their ass. Bengals did the same thing. We've been on a trajectory where like loss, win, loss, win. Right now we're due for a loss if we're following that pattern.
Yeah.
But this game will definitely come down to trenches because last week they kept CJ Stroud upright, right? And we kept Gardner Minshew upright. Last week we got multiple sacks on Aiden O'Connell. They got multiple sacks and I think a strip sack touchdown on Will Levis. So
And Ryan Tannehill. Because
Yeah.
Levis then got hurt.
yeah, and so it will definitely come down to the trenches, like you said last pod.
Point number 2 is also the turnover battle. Last 2 games, they haven't really had like a pick or a fumble, if I'm not mistaken. I know for sure not in Atlanta. I don't think they got one last week.
Oh, Atlanta got an interception at the end. There was one interception near the end in Atlanta. It was like Gardner just threw it up, like.
Oh no, I'm saying like our defense, Indy's defense.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think obviously Atlanta for sure. And,
Your last 2 games we haven't.
and last game they didn't, but Indy obviously he didn't throw one either, fumble wise. But yeah, nothing much to add. It is the battle of the trenches. Can you keep Gardner upright? Can you give enough of a space, which will be tough for JT to get going, because he usually gets going for first drive and then last couple of drives. That's
And
it.
honestly, those are the times you need to get
Because
going.
he does throw the ball a lot,
Yeah.
RPO action. But again, you're facing, once upon a time, the San Francisco 49er D coordinator and D'Amico Ryans, who is an elite coach now as well, have proven. So yeah, that's going to be the key there. Nothing much to say. We're not going to make a prediction for this game like we said. We're just going to enjoy it.
As you can
as
tell,
fans.
we're
I'm
Colts
just
fans.
glad our soccer game's after this game, so we don't have to like stress
Bro,
about it during
there-
the game.
Like honestly, like I've told our mama this, who's gonna play soccer. I was like, if you see me like crying or in a pissed off mood, you know exactly
Bro,
why.
if you are in a pissed off mood, I better see 10 goals out of you.
Nah, it might just be like slide tackles and me getting a red card.
Okay, yeah. No. But yeah, so that's that game. Collective game of the week. Sorry, not collective.
So those are 2. Your game of the week, game to watch.
It's the Chicago Bears and Green Bay Packers, and I'm gonna throw it out there. We're gonna combine it right now. This is also my upset potential. Like I said before, I know the way Chicago has been playing. I will not be surprised if they beat the Green Bay Packers. And I know we had this argument on the last episode where my reasoning was a little bit off, but because of what happened last year, man, you're arguing different team.
Your prediction can be right. You just didn't back it up well.
So my prediction is Chicago will beat. This is my game to watch because it also matters because I ultimately said Seattle Seahawks will make the playoffs, which means Chicago has to win. And the reason why I'm going with Chicago is, again, they're rolling, division matchup. They're motivated. You have, what's his name, Aaron Rodgers saying last year, "Oh, I own you" and stuff, and that carried over to Jordan Love this year. You did get owned the first game, and this is the game for you to prove that otherwise. It's in Lambeau. I believe last year Detroit beat them in Lambeau as well.
Did it?
Simple. It's just also a vibe feeling. I just want to see. And this is Jordan Love's first time it is a playoff situation at the end of the day for him. It's going to be that type of atmosphere. Let's see if pressure for him makes diamonds or will it burst the pipe.
Yes.
So that's the reason why that's the game to watch. It'll be a fun game to watch as well. And yeah.
Game of the week for me, Saints Falcons. This game, obviously, Falcons have no chance at the wild card. Saints do have a long shot, but we're not going to get to that. It comes down to NFC South. And obviously, a Panthers win over the Buccaneers is looking very highly unlikely. But you never know, because we said this about Indianapolis Colts 2 years ago, where they came into
Clown Town,
the worst team in the NFL at that moment, and they choked. It's the same thing here. The Buccaneers have to play the Panthers, the worst team in the NFL. Are they going to choke? We don't know about that. But if they do choke, the Saints-Falcons game becomes a division NFC South championship game. Right? So Saints, obviously, we were so high on them. We expected, honestly, I expected them to go 6-0 in the division.
Yeah.
And that has not happened. Falcons did beat the Saints earlier on in the season as well. So this might have a lot of implications on it. And if the Panthers are whooping the Bucs, it's going to get that much better.
Speaking of the Saints and speaking of the Bears earlier by me, I think Eberflus is most likely going to stay based on the reports.
Yeah.
And so is Dennis Allen.
Eberflus, I could still understand
I
why.
do not understand Dennis Allen at all.
But Dennis
I
Allen,
don't care.
Dennis
He needs
Allen,
to be gone.
yeah, Dennis Allen was a disappointment.
He needs to be gone. We'll keep
Yeah.
it there. We that one's more speculation, so we'll see.
Yeah, Eberflus, I understand. Dennis Allen, you guys being idiots. He has to be going.
Yeah.
Obviously you said you're upset, so I'll just say mine right now. I'm putting the Eagles on upset alert. The Giants, just cause like,
Giants are motivated. The defense is there.
I did this for the Buffalo Bills when they're on their cold stretch, and I'm doing this for the Philadelphia Eagles. Any team is happy to play the Eagles right now. Doesn't matter if you're the Panthers. Doesn't matter if you're the freaking not 49ers or Ravens. And the Giants, they made it a close game against the Rams.
Yeah.
A high-flying team, a team on a streak with the Rams. Obviously, last time in Lincoln Financial Field in Philly, the Giants had a lead going into the fourth quarter 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Right? So that is also another factor as well. So I'm just putting the Eagles on upset alert. Obviously, the loss is not going to affect them just because they're going to stay in the same spot. But if you're the Eagles players, Eagles fans, you better hope for a win. And we're going to move on to our last thing. Player to watch. Player to keep an eye on.
Mason Rudolph.
For you.
Because, he's the starter now. Kenny Pickett's actually healthy. Mason Rudolph helped them win the last 2 games. Can he do that again and help him get into the playoffs? He's been there for a while. We remember the whole Myles Garrett situation that happened a couple of years ago. The team that, the Steelers team that's still above 500 again for I think it was 16, 17 years in a row now.
17 years in a row.
Pretty much all of Tomlin's career as a head coach with the Steelers. So yeah, Mason Rudolph's the team to watch. Can he help him make a run, at least give him a win to have a chance at the playoff spot?
My player to watch, and I have a bone to pick with this player, because he has not showed up for the last 2 months, and it has hurt my fantasy team. Stephon Diggs. What the hell are you doing? Are you playing football? I don't know what you're doing. Because every time I tune into a Bills game, I'm hearing Khalil Shakir, I'm hearing Dalton Kincaid, I'm hearing James Cook.
Gabe
Davis. I ain't hearing your name. So I don't know if you're just freaking running suicides or something, but you haven't done shit.
He's also labeled as
The
one
last
of the
2
bad
games.
first-round picks, which is your first-round pick.
Bro, he was my only good wide receiver because Calvin Ridley himself been up and down.
Yeah.
And then he fell off. I had no wide receivers on my team. And on top of that, Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs been terrible themselves. But yeah, obviously I'm going to take the fantasy out of it. Stephon Diggs needs to step up because we all know this offense, yes, they're on a 4-game win streak, but this offense has not been clicking at the same rate as it always was. And that is because their number 1 wide receiver is not producing at the same rate he was earlier on in the season and just his whole entire Buffalo career.
Yeah. That's it for
That's it for the Superlatives.
Yeah. So again, like I said, we're not going to talk about predictions and stuff. We talked about it last episode, so just check that out based on what the seedings and how the playoffs are going to go out. But before we get to the Pro Bowl, let's talk the draft very quickly. Before I tell you who is now who announced that he's going to be eligible. What's the word?
Yeah, like declare.
That's the word,
declare,
right?
Declare.
Declare. Sorry, yeah, declare. Did you know that this year's quarterbacks that are going to potentially be drafted are older than, or at least the same age?
Yeah,
older than
yeah.
last year's quarterbacks.
I saw that.
So like Michael Penix, Bo Nix are both 24. Caleb Williams is just 22. Anthony Richardson just turned 22 this year. C.J. Stroud himself is 22. Bryce Young's 23. So those guys there. So Penix, Nix, Jaden Daniels, I think, is like in the middle.
They're like 24 and 23. 23 and 24,
so
yeah.
The age is definitely different. It's kind of like when I think Lamar is younger than Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
So that as well, which is hilarious. But I just wanted to throw that out there. But the other thing is one of the top players of this draft who will fall just because of his position most likely, but let's see, is Brock Bowers. He's officially declared for the NFL draft. Probably arguably the second, you could argue that he's the second best weapon after Marvin Harrison Jr. offensively.
He is.
You could have argued either or until this year his injuries caught up to Brock. But then Marvin Harrison obviously went crazy as well. So yeah, they're like arguably the 1 and 2 pass catching weapons in the draft. I know there's Malik Neighbors. I know there's Keon Coleman and all these guys. But yeah, so Brock Bowers, let's see where he goes.
Brock Bowers
top 10.
Projected top 10. I will guarantee he'll go top 15. I don't think anyone is going to pass on him too much. But top 10 pick it should be Brock Bowers. And honestly, a lot of teams could use a pass catcher like that.
Okay, so let's get to the Pro Bowl side of things.
So do you have this saved? Because I couldn't find it.
I have it open. I
Okay, good.
purposely did not click it. I saw a couple of posts. I know you reacted to it, and you said that you're gonna be annoyed with certain things.
Bro, what the heck, dude?
What?
I'm just kidding. Whatever. Let's continue on. He changed the Lakers. He changed the
Yeah,
Raptors
but the
game.
game
for the Lakers
ended.
game. All right.
So I don't care.
But yeah, let's continue.
We'll talk about NBA after this. So AFC offense. Let's see this. Tua Tagovailoa is a starter. Disagree with that off the bat immediately. It should be Lamar Jackson, who at least made it. And Patrick Mahomes.
Those are the three.
I'm gonna think. Let me just process. As I saw a name that's missing. Raheem Mostert is starting running back. James Cook, Derrick Henry.
Don't have too many issues with that.
Um.
Don't really have too many issues with that.
Yeah, not really. I don't know about fullback. So it's Alec Ingold.
Alec Ingold's one
Wide
of the
receiver starters: Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper. Cooper starting is a surprise.
That's recency bias.
Keenan Allen and Jamar Chase round that out.
That's fair. That is fair.
Travis Kelce starting tight end.
Yeah.
And with David Njoku there as the backup. I guess, yeah.
I guess just because there's no other tight end.
Laramie Tunsil, Deion Dawkins, Teron Armstead are the tackles. The starting guard based on this, because asterisk, is Quentin Nelson. Thankfully, because his voting was terrible.
Yeah.
So the fans don't know much about Indy, clearly.
Exactly.
Joel Batonio, not surprised. Joe Thuney, not surprised. Creed Humphrey.
Not surprised.
And then Tyler Linderbaum.
Not
So
surprised. Yeah.
I guess the only one you could consider is Ryan Kelly, but he has been injured.
He has. And
Especially with, like, I guess you could argue, like, why are there two Chiefs? Because he was kind of struggling
yeah. So
himself.
before we go into the rest, let's just
Let's go to the AFC offense.
quickly bone. Okay, we both agree. I told you I had two issues with the AFC.
And
I'll share two of them. Lamar Jackson is not considered a starter.
Yeah.
That was one of them. How is your favorite to win MVP not a starting Pro Bowl quarterback?
Yeah.
That I can't explain that to you guys. Like, I genuinely don't know. It's like logic. I don't know if it's like fan. I don't know if I'm missing something. Like, it's just fan vote or something. Like, you fan vote the starter or whatever it is for quarterbacks only. I don't know. But how is your favorite to win MVP not your starting quarterback?
Yeah, man, it makes no sense. It doesn't matter if he plays or not. This is just the vote, right? And obviously, this matters in terms of contracts, so and incentives and all that. So that's why it's kind of a big deal. But my question to you is: Josh Allen over Tua and Patrick Mahomes, agree or disagree? Or not over? Sorry.
Tua is in for sure. Patrick Mahomes.
I know we got him because of his name. But
Get him out of there.
Get him out of there.
Josh Allen.
He should.
Stays out.
Oh.
CJ Stroud is my third quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I knew I was missing someone.
CJ Stroud is my third quarterback. And I had a moment in time, and it's not just me, everyone had it, where CJ Stroud could have been MVP.
Yeah. You still could have argued it if you want.
Yeah.
Especially if they make it.
CJ Stroud is a Pro Bowl quarterback over Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. That was my second issue with this.
Any other quarterback on this that I could think of?
Gardner Minshew.
No.
Okay, yeah. So CJ Stroud.
So CJ Stroud. No one in Pittsburgh and Burrow injured. Yeah. So honestly, you're saying both of those guys should be out.
Honestly, Joe Flacco's ahead of Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry, he has not been good this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, yes, it has a lot of reason to do with his wide receivers and his pass catchers. And I don't care. CJ Stroud should be in over Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, so yeah, CJ Stroud should be in. I get that. I agree with that. Anyone else you have an issue with?
No, everything else I'm fine with.
Michael Pittman Jr. over Mari Cooper, or
obviously that's probably another one we could argue.
That's also being slightly biased.
Yeah, and also I could see why they put Amari Cooper just because of his recency bias.
Jamar Chase.
He's still
because he was injured. I don't know how long he was injured for.
It's like a week or two.
Okay.
Nothing big.
All right, so yeah, nothing much there. I think. Okay, let's go to because I have an issue with the defense.
I have one.
On the offense too?
No, on the defense.
Oh, okay. I have two, but yeah. NFC offense. Let's just stick with the offense.
Or NFC offense, yeah.
Let's just go with the NFC offense. Brock Purdy's your starter, Matthew Stafford, and Dak Prescott.
That's fair. That is fair.
You could argue Jared Goff.
You can, but Stafford went on a heater.
Yeah, he did.
And
I'm just saying you could argue Jared Goff.
You could argue Jared Goff.
Jalen Hurts, thankfully, is not on this list.
Yeah, no Jalen Hurts. Jared Goff is probably like your fourth rank.
Would you argue a Baker?
No.
Just having an opportunity.
He's behind all four of them.
Okay.
Like he's an alternative. Like if he gets in, I could see that. But
Okay, Brock Purdy as your starter. Agree with that, or do you think it should be Dak?
I think it's Brock Purdy.
Okay, just because of that one game.
Yeah, exactly.
Christian McCaffrey, obviously a lock there. DeAndre Swift, Kyron Williams.
Kyron Williams deserves it. DeAndre Smith, obviously, DeAndre Swift has had a good year himself, and we already know McCaffrey.
And what other running backs are there? I think there was a couple.
In the NFC,
David Montgomery.
yeah, but he's also missed a couple games as well.
I think David Montgomery has, or
He has a shout.
Or Gibbs, one of the two.
No, it's Montgomery. Gibbs is not.
Kamara.
Nah,
I know he missed the first 4.
I don't think this is his first 3.
Or first 3. I mean.
Nah, I don't think he did. I don't think he. Just because of that as well.
Okay, fullback Kyle Juszczyk, nothing surprised there.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Wide receiver starters CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown.
No issues.
Mike Evans, Puka Nacua.
No issues.
Is there someone that could have been potentially in there?
Potentially in there, off the top of my head, I can't really think of one.
Because I can't pull up the teams. That's the thing.
Yeah. I can't really. I'll just quickly check.
Check the teams.
But
I'll name the rest.
The rest, yeah.
George Kittle's your starter over Sam Laporta. I think it could be flipped.
It could be flipped.
I think that one should be flipped.
I don't have too many issues compared to like Stroud and Mahomes or like the Lamar and Tua thing, but I could see a big flip. I could see it being still.
I'm thinking they both should be in. I'm not saying
yeah.
But TJ Hawkinson, did he have a shout?
Yeah, but he's not going to participate. So
I know, but like still vote.
Oh yeah,
you still give him the thing. Just because they're not going to participate doesn't mean you don't give him the shout.
Oh, I don't know.
Again, contract incentives.
Yeah, so Hawkinson, 100%.
Yeah. Trent Williams, Lane Johnson, Penei Sewell.
Yeah.
Zach Martin, Chris Lindstrom, and Landon Dickerson.
Yeah.
Jason Kelsey's your starter with Frank Regno as the backup there.
Yeah.
Not much to say. I don't know O-line too much. Like
NFC is fine. In my
I guess like any receivers though. I feel like I'm missing one.
I mean DK. I don't think he gets in over all those guys. I think all 4 of those guys have better years than DK. DJ Moore is a shout, but it's been up and down for him as well. But no, all those 4 have been the 4 best receivers.
Okay. Okay. AFC defense. Miles Garrett, Max Crosby's your starter. Trey Hendrickson finishes off there.
That's
the
fair.
Defensive end.
That's fair. That's good.
D lineman Chris Jones, Quinnen Williams, and Jason Madubuike.
Or just Madubuike.
Madubuike.
Madubuike deserves to be in there.
Okay.
I think.
Wait, we'll finish it off.
Okay, fine.
Outside linebacker TJ Watt and Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack made it.
Oh, he had an incredible year.
Josh, the fact that the Chargers were bad is crazy. Then Josh Allen, the defensive guy from the Jaguars. Inside linebacker Patrick Queen, Barokans was the starter. Cornerback Sauce Gardner, Patrick Surtain.
Just stack cornerbacks. AFC has some stack cornerbacks.
Cornerback also Jalen Ramsey made it after being injured for like 4
games.
games.
Denzel Ward, Jalen Ramsey, Sauce Gardner, and Patrick Surtain.
So you said Denzel Ward. Then it was Minka and Justin Simmons.
Yeah.
With Kyle Hamilton off there.
That's fair.
Safety wise, yeah.
Everything is cornerbacks good, DNs good, safeties good, outside linebackers good, inside linebacker and D tackle. However, we are gonna be biased.
Okay, so
or I am. I don't know about you.
I am too. Patrick Queen, you can have both, right?
Roquan 100% starter. We'll get this out of the way. Roquan 100% starter. Agree with 100% in the Pro Bowl. Agree with. Zaire Franklin is leading the league in tackles.
Missed 1 game while still leading.
And missed 1 game. He is a Pro Bowler this year. And obviously he has been a leader of the defense. Deservedly so, should be in the Pro Bowl. I have more of a more of a case for Zaire Franklin than I do for Michael Pittman.
But Buddy had a good point as well. This could hurt Zaire, and depending on how many tackles he gets this weekend. There's still 1 more week left. So why is the voting going on now? Why is the voting finished now, right? Because I understand players rest, but like you got players like the Colts who might have to turn on a heater defensively.
I guess Zaire Franklin has a career performance in the biggest game of the season.
Yeah. Like why is he an alternate, right? So yeah, I have an issue with that one, and I have an issue with DeForest Buckner not being in there.
Chris Jones, sure. Madubuike, good. He had a career year. Give him his credit.
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams, yes, he's a good player, but
their team sucked.
I
know it's not because of you.
Yeah, it's not because of you. But Buckner was really good, and it helped his team. So he has two things where you have one thing.
Yeah.
So that's my case there.
Yeah, so those two, I agree with that. I think those two guys should have been in no matter what, along with Quentin Nelson. I think those were the three. I agree with the backup or the alternatives in Ryan Kelly and Michael Pittman Jr. I thought an alternate could have also been one of their DNs, probably Samson Mbukam.
Yeah,
I probably also would have
Yeah,
had Julian Blackman. And those are the only guys. No one else really in the offensive side
no.
this year. But defensively, yes. Those guys are the only ones. But any other surprises in the NFC or AFC offense?
No,
Defense, sorry.
No. Let's move on to NFC defense.
Hey, Nick Bosa and Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat is a lock because he's leading two teams in sacks.
Yes.
For them, not against them. For them.
Yeah.
You heard that right because of the
He's
trade.
leading the Commanders in sacks and he's leading the Bears in sacks.
Keep in mind, he left the Commanders during the trade deadline.
Yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson finishes that one out. Aaron Donald makes it. Dexter Lawrence with Javon Hargrave.
Yeah.
Is there another D tackle that I'm missing here?
I mean, I'm not putting any of the Eagles ones in just because their defense been terrible, right?
Lately. Okay. Micah Parsons, Daniil Hunter, Hassan Reddick,
Yeah.
Fred Warner, Bobby Wagner. Well, Bobby Wagner is second in.
Yeah.
So the second guy made it, but not the first guy.
Exactly.
Deron Bland.
I mean, he
The
made
pick
it.
sixes.
He made history.
Charvarius Ward.
Yeah. They're
Devin Witherspoon made it.
Niners number one cornerback.
Devin Witherspoon made it.
Yeah. incredible
Jalen
rookie
Johnson
year.
made it.
Jalen Johnson.
People hate this one. This is the one that I saw a lot of thing for. So Julian Love made it and Jesse Bates made it. No issues with that one.
Yeah.
Buda Baker's a starter. They thought it should have been Antoine Winfield.
Antoine Winfield is the starter.
He's the guy. He's still in the Bucks, or is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Antoine Winfield is the starter. They're right. The people are right.
Yeah.
Just-
Because they looked at Buda stats. It's like 0-0-0. And
Yeah, I know. People are right. Antoine Winfield over Buda Baker for sure.
Oh, that's special teams. But yeah.
NFC, I really have no issues with the NFC side.
Except for
honest
that
with you.
one.
Yeah, except for that one.
Yeah, the Buda Baker should have not made it. Okay, AFC special teams. AJ Cole's your punter.
Yeah,
Justin
obviously.
Tucker.
Obviously.
Marvin Mims.
Yeah.
This argument, I can't say too much. Miles Kilbrew and Ross Matzik. Ross Matzik's your long snapper. NFC special teams, your punter is Brian Anger. Your kicker is Brandon Aubrey.
Oh,
he
yeah.
hasn't missed one.
100%.
Rashid Shaheed is your kick returner.
Yeah.
Jalen Reeves Mabin is your ST.
Just like a special teams guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Andrew DePola,
As a long snapper.
long snapper. So I can't comment too much about that. Justin Tucker should have not been. I'm kidding.
Matt
But
Gay got robbed. I'm just kidding. No, he didn't.
But yeah, so those are the Pro Bowlers. We already stated our. Obviously, we're going to be slightly biased, but at the same time, we're not with the Buda Baker one. As much as I like Buda Baker myself, you could tell that some of it this is popularity for sure over some guys.
Like there's a name factor to it.
Yeah, like Zaire Franklin obviously is not as big of a name as Bobby Wagner is, so that's probably the factor there. Not saying Bobby Wagner doesn't deserve it. I'm saying that Zaire Franklin should have been in. that's my whole point. But yeah, so let's leave it there for the NFL. Let's get right into the NBA. Just you want to start off with some recaps? You want to talk about trade scenarios?
Yeah, we'll go trade scenarios.
Okay, so obviously after the Raptors trade, the trade talks have been buzzing. Couple of team players. Obviously, we'll talk about Pascal Siakam because he's the biggest name according to Woj right now, especially for Indiana. You see Zach LaVine's name linked to the Lakers. I saw Mikal Bridges' name today. So apparently, Nets confirmed that Mikal Bridges will not be traded, which I disagree with. I think Mikal Bridges is not a number one. Even you could arguably say he's not even a number two on a championship team. He's probably he's an elevated number three.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he's a number two
Yeah.
at
I
all,
agree
right?
with that.
So he's like that number three option if you want at the most. He could fit his role perfectly. Like he is that top level role player, I guess. Like if you're any team you want Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, these type of guys on your team.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So, but the difference is Mikal Bridges has a little bit more of a bag than OG, right? That's it. So that one's out of the picture, but I do disagree with it because you could get a haul for him still.
You definitely could get a haul
I
for
believe you
him.
could still get a haul for him.
But yeah,
the big one is Pascal Siakam. So let's go with
that is the biggest one. And Siakam, obviously, we have the Pacers being one of the favorites. We have
So right now, the three teams mentioned are the Mavericks, the Pacers,
and the Hawks.
And the Hawks. And then the teams that were thrown in there were Dallas, which
Dallas are you thrown in there?
Sorry, Sacramento,
Yeah.
Brooklyn today, and then obviously we had OKC in there, and I think I had one more team. But
Warriors.
The Warriors. But yeah, so obviously Indiana, the team that you would wish you would get traded to.
Yeah, I think Indiana provides one of the better packages. Even though I did see a one that I loved.
We'll talk about the Brooklyn one in a
Yeah,
second.
well, love from
The
Brooklyn.
Indy one is this: you're not getting both Benedict Mather and Jarris Walker. The reason is you don't have Toronto does not have the leverage for that unless Indiana's desperate. All right, that's my point. Though, so when that trade comes out, don't be pissed that you guys didn't get like 5 firsts or 3 firsts or whatever.
Yeah.
On top of getting
Yeah.
Benedict Mathurin and Jarris Walker, you're probably getting Obi Toppin, which means you're probably getting Benedict Mathurin, in my opinion. And then to salary fill, you might have to throw in like a Buddy Hield or a TJ McConnell, one of the two. And that will be for Siakam and whoever else
Hey,
you
man.
throw in.
If that's your offer, there's a better one in the Brooklyn Nets. If this is offered.
If you agree with that,
If this is a
I like this. I still like the Indy one more.
you liked over the mock trade for the Brooklyn one.
Say it again.
All right, so the Indy one is obviously the ones you mentioned. The mock trade for Brooklyn is Siakam, Schroeder, Otto Porter to Brooklyn for Ben Simmons, which is obviously starting off bad. 2 first-round picks, but here are 2 that I love: Nicholas Claxton and Cameron Thomas.
So here's the thing. I like it, so I'm not gonna hate that one either.
Yeah,
The thing with Claxton is you need to trade Jakob Poeltl ASAP.
yeah, no, but like you have a center that fits his timeline,
Yeah.
right? Fits Scotty's timeline. He's 24. Cam Thomas is 22. So, and obviously you arguing this year that it could have been Cam Thomas leading the way or it could have been Mikal Bridges leading the way this year. And they both had their moments up and down, obviously. Cam Thomas had some couple 40-point games this year. And Nicholas Claxton, just a classic big, getting rebounds, obviously rim protecting, and he's a good defensive big. And he's young.
Yeah.
We're trying to get young. And seeming by assessing the OG trade, they don't want to. Raptors don't really want to get first round picks. They want to get like some established young players or players that have shown some potential.
But they need a first from this year for sure.
Yeah, that's true.
If they can get one.
Yeah,
'Cause you guys
obviously
don't have one.
with Ben Simmons,
Yeah.
like we better get
Ben
a
Simmons
first.
might not even report to Toronto.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they're looking for players that have shown potential, shown some up and downs, aka RJ Barrett, or have shown like they're gonna progress really well, like quickly, and they're gonna look for those type of players. Brooklyn has 2 of them.
Yeah. So it depends. Like obviously they probably want to keep because they want to keep Mikal Bridges. Again, don't think they're gonna move much of a needle with Pascal Siakam and Mikal Bridges as your 1 and 2 options. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's true.
But the thing, let's talk about now. Those are some of the trades. Like I said, Zach LaVine is linked as well to the Lakers, which makes sense because we're 17-17 right now, and we need some type of scoring as well. But moving off of that, though, let's talk about the MVP race. I still think it's Embiid for obvious reasons because of what he's doing. I know he's been injured though, so that's the thing that'll hurt him. The thing is, how close is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander? Just to tell everybody, he beat the Nuggets twice, he beat the Timberwolves, and he beat the Boston Celtics. Keep in mind, Boston Celtics have 2 of the all defensive players in Drew Holiday, Derek White. Dropped 0 turnovers on them. He had obviously
Not only 0 turnovers, 36 points.
he went head to head with the arguable best player in the league right now, and Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
And then you went against the best defense in the league, or one of the top defenses in the league in Minnesota, and beat them.
Hey.
And who were the best team in the conference?
This guy's been on a heater. This guy's been killing it. He's been one of the most fun players to watch in the NBA this year, and the team in general. They honestly, he's propelled. He's propelled into a superstar. And
okay. Again,
obviously,
you're
gonna see playoffs, but we can't blame him for not making it as well.
I know. I'm saying this year it will officially put it there.
He is very close.
Yeah, he's very close. I'm not saying that.
He is very,
I'm not giving
very
him
close.
superstar tag.
You ask how close they are, he is this close.
For
He's
me,
very
it's just
close.
a playoff series performance away. He could be out in the first round for all I care about because they're still a young team if they don't make any moves.
Yeah, we're not.
As long as he does what Luka did in his first 2 years in the playoffs, first 1 or 2 years in the playoffs, Shea's up there then.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'm not hating on a
But
Canadian.
how-
I just need to see it in a playoff setting. That's it.
Can he be the MVP?
Yeah.
Can he be the MVP?
Yes.
He is
He's number 2.
He is number 2,
If this team finishes 1 or 2 in the league,
which they're on pace for.
yes, and they keep going at this rate, yeah, he's MVP. Probably going to be an MVP.
And I think they're on a.
It's between him and Embiid right
I think
now.
they're on a 5 or 6 game winning streak.
Yeah, and
at the
again,
moment.
4 of them are against the teams I just named.
Exactly.
3 teams I just named. But yeah, so this team I really hope they make a move for someone. Again, I see why they probably don't want it this year, just because they want to just test out what they have and just go run with it. Sure, I won't be mad at that. Off season, at the minimum, please go get a guy you could partner with Shea. Whether he be a 1A 1B situation, he could be if Shea's your 1B, you're winning a chip.
Oh yeah.
Like if someone like hypothetically when Kevin Durant, I'm not saying Kevin Durant, I'm saying when Kevin Durant was available and he wanted to come back to OKC to make amends, then in that case, yeah, he would be a 1B obviously, but it's not like that's insane.
That's
right?
insane. It's
so
insane.
either I'm not even saying that get back a guy like Paul George. A guy like Paul George, I'm not saying Paul George will come back.
Yeah.
Just a guy like that. Where you're still 1A and he could be 1B, sure. You will probably win a championship in a couple of years with how this team is going, with how Chet is progressing, who's Rookie of the Year favorite right now.
Yeah.
Just because, again, I'm giving him the edge over Wemby. Look at this positioning. And
Hey,
he's one of
man.
the reasons.
My boy Jaime Hawkes Jr.
He's number 3.
is in the
Who's on the
conversation
screen right
as
now.
well.
But, yeah.
But yeah, no, those 3 rookies are definitely the top 3 rookies. Chet is the favorite as well. I agree with you. And OKC has finished the rebuild.
The one thing, though, is, OKC, I don't want you to go deep this year because Team Canada needs that shit. So, you can
at the Olympics.
Only
Yeah.
this year, though.
At the Olympics.
And the Olympics are earlier than the World Cup.
That is true. Olympics.
That's the only time you don't have to go deep with Shea. That's it.
We need.
Unless Shea still plays, that's a different story. But
Oh yeah, no, Shea better play. If
Yeah.
Shea's not playing, we're cooked.
Canada's cooked. Yeah.
We're cooked.
But yeah, I think you could argue Shea as MVP,
Oh, 100%.
right?
100% agree with you.
There's no debate there.
There's no Canadian bias.
The issue is like Luka hasn't been as healthy as Shea has been to even like here. And I don't know.
Honestly-
I don't know if Luka's ever been in his top 2. If I could be wrong, completely
Yeah.
wrong. This is on the top of my head, but he hasn't really been there to win it, and also because Jokic had insane years as well, which hurt him. But in this case, like it's
it's Embiid and Shea.
yeah.
And right now, I think it's Embiid
Yeah,
and
you could
Shea.
throw in Jokic third, but yeah.
Yeah, right now I think it's Embiid and Shea and everyone else.
Yeah.
Like it's a 2-man race in my opinion right now at this moment. Yeah. Pay attention.
Recaps though. Sorry.
Lakers are shit. Stop watching them.
Recaps though, very quickly. Bradley Beal's back, so the trio is there and they're looking good.
Yeah, they did.
Um,
They definitely need them healthy.
on the
Honestly.
flip side, the Clippers are like the Buffalo Bills of the NBA right now, which is why I'm not. Good thing they didn't scare me now. They don't scare me now to not pick them to go to the finals at least this year.
I mean, the Clippers are beating the Suns by like 20, and James Harden has been definitely a great addition, I guess.
Yeah. He
Obviously,
actually looks happy, which is surprising.
and he's playing well. He's fit into that thing well. Obviously, Westbrook is coming off the bench now. Kawhi is back to being Kawhi. Paul George is doing Paul George things, and like on paper, like I'm always gonna pick the Clippers to be like a Western Conference finalist,
Yeah.
at least.
Yeah, I think this team could beat the Nuggets now the way they're actually rolling. This is how you project a team to be with stars, and this is what Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's back now. I think this is his second game back or third game back.
Yeah.
So that's the key thing, and Kawhi was hooping before he
Yeah,
went down
exactly.
as well. Yeah, on the flip side, like I said, the disappointing teams are the Lakers and the Warriors at the moment. Ja obviously just lost to the Raptors, the 2-0 new.
But he has definitely made an impact.
yeah,
He was missed. Flipping over to the East side,
the Magic are still top 5.
they're still top 5, but they're
But you
lower. They're
yeah.
dropping slowly. Slowly dropping. So you could still see him coming out of the playoff mix. Maybe a play-in still. Obviously,
Okay, so you said when we last time did the game stay or drop,
yeah.
you said they will stay in that area.
Yeah, I guess.
Are you sticking with that?
Probably not because
You
I
gonna say
see
drop?
I see like freaking 4 teams at 19 wins.
Because you have
At
the
the
Pistons.
moment.
The Knicks got better with OG and Anobi.
Yeah,
at end
the
of day.
Knicks are definitely gonna. You have a fit, like you have a proper roster fit in OG.
Yeah.
Obviously the Heat are there. The Cavs, obviously they're very unhealthy right now without Garland and Mobley. So if they could get those guys back, I could see them going to run as well. And
If you said the Raptors, you didn't say the Raptors will finish 6th, but
oh yeah,
you did say like for the potential for them to finish 6th, that's the team that has to drop. But yeah, and then same thing with the Pacers, stay or drop.
Pacers staying.
They're staying top 6.
Pacers staying.
Okay.
The Pistons. Are they back on another losing streak?
Let's see.
We gotta see that.
They're still on a 1-game losing streak, so it's still the last one.
Okay, yeah. So they haven't really played.
They're playing right now, and they are playing the Jazz, and they're down 3 in the third quarter. So potentially
another 28-game losing streak incoming for the Detroit Pistons. Potentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Congrats to them. Obviously. Yeah, the bottom 3 I think are locked.
Back to the West though.
I think the bottom 3 are locked in the East with the Hornets, Wizards, and the Pistons.
That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
But the West, there's jumps now. Dallas has dropped to the play-in spot. Pelicans are on the rise.
They are.
Ever since when the Lakers beat them in the NCAA tournament, they've been killing it since.
They have been, and obviously it comes down to with Zion being on the court.
Finally, he's doing something. I don't know what he's doing exactly, but
whatever he's doing.
But the problem with the Pelicans is it's always a matter of time before someone gets hurt.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Right, so...
It's already happened to CJ McCollum.
Yeah, and that one's not even on him.
Yeah.
But let's move on. MLB, is there anything?
Nothing in the MLB. Still the boring old off season after the
only thing is
Ohtani
the
news.
Jays are saying they might not make any more moves, which is pissing me off, but we're not going to get into that today.
Exactly. And we'll go quickly into the hockey side.
All right, let's start off with the World Juniors.
Yeah.
Canada have been upset, lost to Czechia in the quarterfinals. So they're officially out. There'll be a new champion this year. Switzerland, I didn't watch the game. Like I said, I don't really pay attention to the World Juniors till, I guess, the semis and the finals, which I'll try my best to because the Canucks players are involved.
The games are in the morning.
That's the thing.
That's kind of tough.
The thing is, from what I heard, Switzerland got robbed against Sweden. Sweden ended up winning that game 3-2 in overtime.
Hey, surprise! Is there a surprise? Sweden has home court or home ice.
Home ice, yeah. Because Switzerland came back and made it 2-2, by the way.
Exactly.
So I guess you could say it was similar to what happened to the Canada-Czechia game.
Yeah, Canada.
Czechia blew the 2-0 lead, but ended up losing last second.
Czechia, buzzer beater, basically. And over Canada, making it 3-2.
So the semifinals now are Sweden, Czechia, USA, Finland, which is going to be fun.
It's going to be...
So...
we could have had the 4 if
we could
Canada
have
won.
a Sweden-Finland final in Sweden.
Yeah.
Which is going to be insane.
That would be bang.
We could have had the 4 teams that should have been in. But... nothing much to say from what I'm hearing from a Canucks perspective is that 3 players are doing well.
Willander, Lekramaki.
Lekramaki is leading the team in deep ice time, I think. It's, at least from defensemen for sure.
You mean Willander?
No,
Lekramaki is a forward.
No, Pedersen.
Okay, yeah.
Pedersen.
And then Pedersen Jr.
Not Junior.
It's the same Pedersen. But
DPD.
DPD.
As Chris Faber put it.
Yeah, DPD.
But Willander's doing well too. So the rumor is with the Canucks, very quickly before we get off the topic, is Willander will probably stay in Boston University for 1 more year. And the other 2, Pedersen should come to AHL this season.
Yeah.
This AHL season. And they're trying to push Lekramaki to come in as well to start learning the North American game. And because he proved it in Sweden that he can play. It was just the injuries and the sicknesses he had last 2 years.
In his first year, yeah.
But speaking of the NHL, Greg Wyshynski, friend of the show, I love saying that,
friend of the show,
dropped another article on ESPN, which is the Awards Watch.
Watch,
like you mentioned on our podcast when we had him on last time, that he gets the voters on to vote certain things. Canucks fans will enjoy this, but very quickly, Art Ross leader right now is Nikita Kucherov at 61 points, Nathan McKinnon 58, Artemi Panarin has 50. Sorry, that's the longer shot to win, but those are the guys to watch out. Rocket Shot leader right now is Austin Matthews at 29. Watch out for Nikita Kucherov at 26. Longer shot is Brock Besser at 24. I'm not going to go through all of this. Check out this article. I should not be spoiling this for him.
Yeah.
But the one I do want to talk about is, the Canucks that are involved are Quinn Hughes is still
for
the
Norris
leader. Demko is still the leader in
Vesna.
And it's still Rick Tocchet, not John Tortorella. I guess because the Canucks are also top 3.
Who is their top 3 in coaching? I want to know this.
Coach?
Yeah.
He didn't say top 3.
Like I just said, Rick Tocchet?
It says longer shot, watch out for it, and then the current leader.
Yeah. What are the 3? What are the coaches? Tell me the coach because I'm really interested in the coaching.
Peter Laviolette and John Tortorella are the finalists.
Okay.
So this one did.
Obviously, we're gonna comment about the Winnipeg Jets later on.
Yeah.
And we think that Rick Bowness should be in that conversation as well.
Yeah.
As we'll move on. You want to go to Jets right now?
No. Let me
finish off.
I want to talk about this. Who do you think he has as the heart?
So stay tuned for the Jets part because
who do you think is the heart?
Yeah, 1 sec. Stay tuned for the Jets one, just because we're gonna talk about them.
Yeah.
Because they're not talked about enough. But yeah, heart winner. Who is the heart leader?
Yes. this is also we need to try to watch more hockey as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So
That's
this
true.
is a sort of way to like get us intrigued to watch more. His
I
finalist,
think it's Kucherov.
his finalist is Quinn Hughes and Nikita Kucherov.
His finals are okay.
It's Nathan McKinnon. He took over the reins of who's the better player on the team, McCarr McKinnon. Again, check out the other options, the Selke and all that. We'll link it down below for the Greg Wyshynski article on ESPN. But yeah, Nathan McKinnon. I've been hearing that he's been back, proving why he's the second best player in hockey after Connor McDavid.
Colorado is 4th in the league at the moment, and with Landeskog being out for the whole year, you needed McKinnon. You need
No real proper second,
Yeah.
third line, fourth
as well,
liners.
and you need McKinnon. You need Rantanen, and
Yeah.
you need McCarr.
Since the last voting, he picked it up, which is why he got the votes, and he's obviously second in points now. I don't think he ever won the Hart. I could be wrong about that.
I don't think he did.
So this is definitely a motivating year for him as well. But yeah, so shout out, I love Nathan McKinnon. I said that I've been saying that he's the second best player in hockey after McDavid. Even when Matthews went on a tear on his goals, I still think he's a better player, and he's proving me right now. On the flip side, though, what was I gonna talk about?
The Norris, I don't know.
No, yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
So sticking with hockey, because I said McDavid is the best player in the league, but sticking with Canadian, especially because we did talk about the other Canadian involved. Who's the second best current form, not all time, Canadian athlete right now?
Shea.
So it is Shea. You have him
Honestly.
over Crosby. You have him over McKinnon.
Yes. Honestly, like, if you're looking at this year specifically,
This year specifically, the current moment,
like
current
this
form.
year specifically,
Current form.
yeah, Shea is outperforming what Connor McDavid has done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I could even argue Shea is number 1.
Okay. Well, to be fair,
But to be fair, we'll respect Connor
I'm
McDavid.
not saying this year. That's why I said current
Yeah.
form. That's
But
why.
we'll respect current form-ish.
Okay.
well, McDavid has
Recent
picked that.
form. Recent
Okay, yeah.
form.
If you're looking at like
Recent form.
last couple of years,
Yeah.
McDavid is number 1.
Yeah.
If you're looking at current form, Shea is number 1. But yeah, Shea is number 2. Yes, Crosby's. Honestly, if you're looking at the last couple of years, are you gonna say? Are we gonna base it off that?
This is the last 2 years.
Or then
I still think it's Shea.
I think I'll give it a Shea.
I'm giving it. I think Shea is the most not talked about Canadian athlete right now. I know he won the award. It's because of the. It's because of the.
I was like, he kind of won
the
the-
Olympics. He won the
Yeah.
award. I get it, but like that's his first true recognition. And
Yeah.
even then, people are not talking much about it.
And even last
If it
year,
was a hockey player, people were talking about it way more.
yeah, last year Shea had an incredible year himself. Led OKC to a playing spot
Yeah.
without a Chet Holmgren, who was injured the whole year.
And now you have Chet Holmgren.
And now you have Chet Holmgren, and you're second in the Western Conference, and could potentially be the best team in the league. It is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and he could be an MVP this year.
Okay. So back to the NHL side of things. Let's talk about the Winnipeg Jets, who still have 9 regulation losses only. They're top 5 in the league right now.
They are top 5 in the league, and obviously when you're looking,
And this is without Kyle Connor.
that is the most surprising part. We mentioned Rick Bowness' name before, and we think he should be in the head of Jack Adams' race for sure. Only reason that we agreed on right before we turned on the camera was Rick Bowness' time being absent. With
Not on his fault.
yeah,
as well.
where it was where the Jets still killed it, could potentially hurt him in the voting just because they did good with and without him.
Now they're doing
But they're still doing good with him.
without Kyle Connor.
And they're doing good without Kyle Connor, which is going to help Rick Bowness' case.
You know what helps? Connor Hellebuck's back in the race of Vezina again.
Yeah.
So there's that.
That you know what also helps? They figured out their contract shit before, right? Like there was a
Yeah.
lot of talks middle of last year. Is Hellbuck gone? Is Scheifele gone? Right? They don't have any of that drama this year. They could just play hockey.
Yeah.
PLD is gone, right? One of the main guys
And they brought back
who
3
in the middle of
players.
the season saying, "I'm not coming back here. I want to get out of here."
Yeah.
Right,
3
last year.
players in return that are solid players. Yeah, they might not be the potential of PLD, but solid player. Gabe Lordy's been killing it.
Yeah, they fill out the roster beautifully with the 3 players they got in return. And they have no drama. They have no issues. They're playing free. They're playing good hockey. They're playing free. And they don't have to deal with anything off ice because all their focus is on ice. They haven't had that last couple of years.
All right, let's stick to the Western Conference. Are the Edmonton Oilers making the playoffs?
I mean, they're right now they're 19 and 15.
They're 1 point out
They're 1 point out.
with
So
a game in hand.
honestly, like they don't even have to go.
Arizona second.
They don't even have to go on a run. They could just be 500 and
Yeah.
still make it.
Nashville and Arizona are ahead of them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, yeah. Like they've been back to form.
Yeah, Seattle has been 7-1-2 in their last.
The
10.
Oilers are very lucky.
Yeah,
The Oilers are very, very lucky because if this was a Canucks or if this was Oilers last year, it was Raps.
yeah.
So
Oilers
this-
are on a 6-game win streak. Kraken are on a 5-game win streak.
Yeah, so this year is played out very differently than it was last year because the way the Oilers started, you would be like, yeah, they're done, they're finished.
Minnesota has lost Kirill Kaprizov and their who's it goalie? Gustafsson.
Gustafsson,
Yeah,
yeah.
so they're both out. So that they could be early sellers. Edmonton's gonna make it, and
They should
they're
make
gonna
it,
be
yeah.
this. They're still. I think who's more of a favorite to win the cup, Canucks or Edmonton? When the playoffs start.
Probably Edmonton.
Yeah, like I agree. I still agree with that.
Like at the end of the day, you gotta look at it, right? Like they've been in the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're more experienced. They know what it feels like. All they have to do if they should get over the hump of beating Vegas or beating Colorado, who they lost for the last couple of
Yeah.
years. And also them making this comeback is gonna make them a harder team going into the playoffs, where the Canucks presumably are looking like a playoff lock at the current moment.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Edmonton gets in, but the East is where it gets interesting. So let's flip over there. Right now, out of the playoff spot. By the way, the wild card 1 and 2, Flyers, Capitals.
Yeah, that's wild.
Wild card.
So that also where Greg's article, like Peter Laviolette.
yeah.
I mean, no, I messed up. John Tortorella
Yeah.
should be in the head coaching.
Yeah.
Jack Adams winner, and Peter Laviolette for the Rangers. Obviously, the Rangers are the second team overall in the NHL, and obviously he deserves recognition there as well.
No playoffs. Tampa Bay Lightning, New Jersey Devils, Pittsburgh Penguins, and the Detroit Red Wings have fallen off now.
Okay, Tampa Bay, if I were to tell you at the beginning of the year, right? Tampa Bay doesn't really shock me. So same with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Like I could see, the age is up there. Their teams have been worse than over the last few years. Obviously, Pittsburgh made that big move for Erik Karlsson. But the New Jersey Devils,
Yeah. Injuries.
that is a shocker.
Injuries.
Injuries, yes. Obviously, goaltending is another issue, and they should have.
But the good news is it's 3 games out and they're tied with the Washington Capitals.
They will make the playoffs.
Yeah.
The Tampa Bay Lightning will make the playoffs. The Pittsburgh Penguins, I'm not confident about.
People, I agree with some of them. Not you. I'm saying that the outsiders saying that Pittsburgh was probably more. Tampa Bay will miss out and Pittsburgh will get in.
Yeah, I could see that happening too. But I'm sticking with Tampa. Like if it comes
Just
down
'cause of
to
experience.
if it comes down to Tampa and Pittsburgh, I mean they're both very
Yeah.
experienced.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. I feel like Crosby might just go on a last minute tear in the second.
Hey,
half.
he needs this. Crosby needs the last run. One last run.
Yeah. Yeah. No. We'll leave it there. I think that's we're good at once again. Thank you to everybody that supported on the not even just subscribers, but that watched that Canucks video that Jobin, keyword Jobin, did
Okay.
most of all the work out of the both of us. But first ever 1,000 viewed video turned into a 2,000 viewed video. Let's make that a 5,000 viewed video if we can.
Just make it.
But appreciate you guys once again. So check that video out. It's it's our last video, literally our
That's
last
our latest video. Yeah.
Outside of that, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow all our socials. Linked down below once again. Audio listeners, rate, review, and download the podcast. And other than that, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Peace.
Peace.